says black people, if they don't fuck it up at the beginning, they fucked it up at the end.
Point being, they're gonna fuck it up.
Huh?
Point being, they're gonna mess it up.
Right. Right. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay, ay. I gotta make time today to go across the street and fix these phones because these phones are driving me crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. We got 1 minute, right?
No, you got 15 seconds.
Oh, okay. Damn, you really sound like a goddamn producer today.
What's different from today to any day?
Well, you got 15 seconds. No, you got 20 seconds.
Go.
Hello, Las Vegas. This is Rolando Larraz with Face the Tribune. Remember, if you have nothing to worry about, if you do nothing wrong, you can face the Las Vegas Tribune. You can face the Tribune, and we will help you in any way or shape you want. With me today, it is my co-host, Mr. Producer, Mr. Clark Philly. Hello, Clark. What's going on, Clark?
Hello, swamped.
Speak to me, Clark, because...
Swamped.
Swamp? Why swamp?
Oh, man.
Swamp on a Friday?
Trying to keep all the facts straight in this election's a full-time job.
Yeah, well...
All the demonstrators, all these paid demonstrators with their rocks and eggs and throwing this and that and beating up on all the Trump supporters. It's crazy.
What's happening with the Trump supporters?
They had big riots the other day in California with people leaving the Trump talks, you know. They started beating up on the supporters, the demonstrators. Things are getting out of hand.
Because they're afraid. They are scared.
No, who's scared?
The people that are demonstrating against Donald Trump.
They interviewed some the other night on a station. They had a reporter walk into the crowd a little bit, and then he kind of had to flee the crowd because they were getting rambunctious. But anyways, he was asking on the mic, why are you here? And all they had were talking points.
And he didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know.
They didn't know,
right.
Really?
No, he says like, well, he doesn't have any integrity. He does, you know, things that you could say that about anybody. Nothing specific. They didn't even know, and they were all like pat answers. They were programmed to give those answers.
Yeah.
And they're not saying anything. It's sick. It's absolutely sick.
Friend,
this country's gonzo.
You have to give credit to Harry Reid. You know, he's good on that. Well, not him. He's good in hiring the people that are good on that.
Oh, well, him and George Soros and whoever's paying these people. Probably the Clinton Crime Foundation has a little bit to do with that.
I guarantee you that nobody's getting paid.
They're all getting paid.
They promises.
Oh, well.
We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then,
well, they're probably getting some free signage.
Yeah.
And they're getting probably bussed in.
And food.
And food. And, you know, maybe they're putting them up in a King 8 or something outside of town. I don't know, but...
Yeah.
But, they're definitely getting something.
God, how can people prostitute themselves like that? You know, it's unbelievable.
They have nothing else to do in the Obama economy, so they have to do something. So just a promise that they're going to get something's good enough. It's better than nothing. No promise at all. I mean, look at the unemployment figures that came out today. They're absolutely friggin' sick. Sick.
Yeah.
You got 38,000 jobs created. 458,000 people have left the workforce in the same month. So that drops the unemployment rate from 5.1% to 4.7%. Because 458,000 people have given up looking for work.
Yeah.
So you have 97 million people out of work, out of a workforce of probably 220 million people. So you have almost half of the workforce out of work. And Obama has the audacity to put forth this number of 4.7% unemployment. It is a ridiculous, fraudulent, sick number. If this was a public corporation, as president of that corporation, he would be in handcuffs today on his way to jail with a fraudulent report like that. It's sick. He takes us for fools. Of course, half of us are fools because they voted for that idiot.
Yeah.
But how can you come out with numbers like it? It's getting to the point, and he's not out of his office yet. Wait for a few more months and the garbage that they're going to be putting out. It's just going to be outrageous. There's never been anything like this in the history of the world. In dictatorships, they tell you what they're going to do, and then they do it, and nobody's surprised because they did it. You know, Obama's a snake. Everything is fraud. Everything is fraudulent. Never seen anything like it.
I don't know how people didn't realize, people didn't really catch up into him. Maybe not in the first round, but in the second round, people should have known, man. I don't know why people are not there, you know. But
why did Romney take the last week of the campaign off before the election? He was not seen. He was gone.
Yeah, well,
Why?
he had to go on vacation.
No, the Republican establishment wanted to re-elect Obama for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. But that happened over here. You know, you got this lady, Lisa Mayo. She is a campaign manager for a few people. Oh, I'm sorry. No. She don't call herself campaign manager. She's a public relation person. She is a public relation director. And, you know, in the middle of the campaign, in the middle of the whole thing, she take off to Alaska because she got to go see her grandkids. You know.
Maybe the oil check was coming due. Maybe the revenue that she gets being from Alaska was coming in the mailbox or something. She had to go get it. You know, all the residents of Alaska get a stipend from the oil check. From the oil production in Alaska.
That's probably why she never did change address.
Yeah, they get, every resident of Alaska gets so much. I don't know what it is today because the price of oil's gone down considerably. But before it used to be a substantial amount of money. Maybe,
like
I don't know,
what
15, 18,000 a year, over 1,000 a month.
Wow, I didn't know that. So should I move to Alaska or it's too
Well,
late?
maybe it's only half that now, but
It's
yeah.
too late to move to Alaska?
No, but I don't know what the living expenses are when the temperature's 60 degrees below zero. You might have to turn up the heat a little bit. I don't know what that costs you a month.
If you turn the heat up, then you get more money because the oil.
Oh, well, I don't know if it works out that way because
Oh,
you're
no.
not getting 100% of the revenue.
Oh, I see.
So, I mean, there's too many other people in the pie to
I
really
see.
make it beneficial for you to spend more money on heat.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that much more back.
Yeah. Well.
That's kind of like when you collect all the taxes in a state and you send the money to Washington. You don't get 100% back.
Well.
After they take out their money, you're lucky to get 10% back, probably.
And Las Vegas is heating up. You know,
I'll
Tony
say, geez,
Tony
right.
Dane was indicted. He did a walkthrough yesterday, and I don't know if I can trust his attorney that much. You know, David Otto. I don't know if I can trust him that much. For some reason, he's driving me crazy, and I don't know if I can get to trust him at all. You know, so, but whatever the reason is, he went there. He did a walkthrough, and he's out of jail, and I don't know, 25,000, 45,000, what do you call it?
Are you talking about Walters?
No,
What are
I'm
you
talking
talking
about Tony Dane.
Oh.
He's involved with Chris Edward and all this going on. All this going on with the political corruption of Las Vegas. You know, he's he is Chris Edwards is supposed to be extorting money from people. I think he is in cahoots with Governor Sandoval, you know, which is not any problem. I wish I can have Martinez one day over here and talk about that money that is missing, you know, but I don't know, Martinez sometimes drives me crazy. I think he need to come back to reality. He need to come back and be a human being, you know. He's so infatuated by not being a cop, then it's driving me crazy. But hopefully God hear my praise and he will come back to be a real person again. But in the meantime, we just have to be happy by listening to his show on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You know, it's not that big of a problem. But I got questions that I wanted to ask, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But anyway, that's what I hear about it. That Chris Edwards and Tony Dane were indicted.
When were they indicted?
I guess it was yesterday or day before yesterday. They opened the indictment. I don't know. I don't trust Tony Dane, so that's out of the. I'm not going to defend anybody in that case because I think they all alike. Wow, that's a nice car.
Who indicted him?
The Clark County grand jury. It's a state thing. It's not. It's a state thing. It's not a federal.
Can we go before the grand jury and testify to get somebody indicted?
Well, somebody has to indict it first, and then, somebody has to arrest that person, and then you have to. Oh man. Oh man. Yeah, you look like now you're witness. You are on the air, and now people know that you came here and you kissed me, and your husband. If anything happened to me, your husband is going to be.
Blame it on you because you're so irresistible.
Oh yeah, sure. Sit down, join me. And this is a good show now. No, don't go away. Don't go
How
away.
about getting some exposure?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't go away because this woman is, she is Clinton fan, so we're gonna have a good fight now. We're gonna have a good argument. I want her to tell me what is good about Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders for that matter, you know.
Well, she won't be here long.
She won't be here, huh?
No, if she's going to try to tell something good about it.
Oh yeah, no. We live in almost a free country, and this is almost a free station, and we allow people to talk a little bit about their opinion, and then we throw them out.
Yeah.
You know, as long as you have the same ideas that I do, then you can talk.
Oh, okay.
You do what I do, you say what I said, and I agree with you.
Then you're good to go.
Yes. Where you been, young lady?
Taking care of personal issues. Yeah.
How's your grandkids? Anything new?
Finally got a chance to see him.
Really?
Just got back from Spokane.
Oh my God, congratulations.
Yeah, he's 12 years old.
Did he remember you?
Yeah, and the first thing he said to me was, tell my dad I miss him.
Oh my God. Wow, congratulations. I'm happy for you. I know how much you work on. Another victim of the justice
family court
in
system.
Clark County. Any court, family justice, the district, any court, the justice in Las Vegas is like I said, this is a different country, you know, and people don't believe me. People don't realize that, you know, unbelievable. People don't realize then.
They don't believe that.
No, they
their
don't
rights
believe
have
until
been
it happened to
taken away.
them.
No, they don't believe it. No one believes the story until their rights are taken away. And they actually
That's right.
can't believe that the judges that we elect, Democrats or Republicans, that they destroy families and they do it for the money.
Well, I'm glad you came in today because I'm writing an article about the judicial race, justice court race it's coming out this week, and I got a couple people that I want you to fill me in or refresh my memory about
Okay.
stuff that it happened, and I like to see, you know, your friend, she was the judge in that kid with the marijuana case. I
It
forgot.
wasn't Cynthia Steele.
No. She lost the
Oh,
election.
the judge that lost her seat
Yeah.
because of her rulings.
Yeah.
Right. What was her name? See, when they go, they're soon forgotten.
But I'm sure that the Patoon didn't forget her name
Yeah.
because he suffered a lot with that, you know. Oh my God, I
I was
can't.
trying to think of her name too.
Anyway, she's the only person, she's the only judge I know. You met Clark, right?
I met him the last time I came by here.
Yeah. She is the only judge that has lost her seat because her rulings.
Not Halverston or whatever her name.
Oh no,
No.
no.
No, she was blonde, late 40s, early 50s. An attorney, a long-time attorney, a long-time
Well, that's the problem.
divorce attorney.
Yeah, well, they've lost all their common
Gail
sense.
Nathan.
Gail Nathan.
Gail Nathan.
Yeah, Judge Gail Nathan lost her seat.
Just for bad rulings?
Yeah.
There wouldn't be anyone left. What are you talking about?
I
Well,
know that's, if you're talking about Cynthia Steele,
oh, she's still there.
overturned, consistently overturned.
And she's in charge now of the
Guardianship.
the guardianship.
You gotta be
She's in-
kidding.
Yeah.
No.
I wrote an article about
There'd be a lot
that.
of devastation about that.
I wrote an article
Well,
about
she
that.
did so much devastation in the family court. Her thing was taking away rights, terminating parents' rights. You
Who
know,
was the judge in your case? She was, right?
she was the judge. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, but it's one thing if you terminate a parent's right. If by law you have to do it, but you need to be consistent on it. And then if the parent's rights are terminated, then the family has no rights. And you can take the child away from the family, take away the child's inheritance, take away their family values and put them with people that children would never elect to be with. But they don't think about that because it's not personal with them. If someone tried to take away Judge Steele's daughter, oh, she would fight to the, to hell and back.
Oh, it would never happen.
No, but, well,
It
no,
would never
because she's
happen.
the judge and no matter what happens, they're connected with each other and then they make things go away. But to take away a parent's right, the one judge, and a lot of people really had problems with him, and his name was Gerald Hardcastle. But the one thing that Gerald Hardcastle didn't believe in doing, and that was taking away the rights of parents, because he said that's tantamount to a civil death. And he's absolutely true.
A civil what?
A civil death.
Oh, a civil death?
Death. Because if, let's say your parents are on drugs. They're on drugs they're 20, 25, 26, and,
Right.
and they get involved in drugs, but then the kids go into foster care, and then the parents turn their life around. But in the meantime, within that 12-month period, while they're trying to go through rehab and trying to go through whatever they're going through, you terminate their rights. You put
So
them
you're
in
saying the
foster
civil
care.
death is like the parents died? Because
Of
you took
course.
away their rights?
You
Okay.
take away their child, that's
Yeah.
like,
They died.
they die.
According to the child, they did, I guess.
And according to the parent, but most importantly, to the child.
Yeah, that's what I mean. According to the child, you don't have parents no
And
more.
he,
Let me ask you, what chances do you have to be able to stay, keep a relationship with?
none whatsoever.
No?
No.
So how
Judge
you do
Cynthia
it?
Steele.
How do you do it? How do you,
Well, I have to be, you know,
careful?
very much so.
Okay. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry I asked a stupid
Yeah.
But there's
So-
nothing you can do.
No, Judge Cynthia Steele took my rights away to see my grandchildren. Now, why is that? I'm a grandmother. I've raised those kids. I have
Because the
them since
lawyer
birth.
on the other side contributed more money to the campaign of that
Well, the
judge.
judge on the other side, and I'll say it, and that was Judge Gregory Mills. I mean, he has more clout within the family court because
Well,
he
call it
works.
money,
You
call
mean
it clout,
attorney,
whatever
not
it
judge.
is.
Attorney Gregory
Whatever it
Mills.
is,
And you know,
it-
it's not that he's a bad person, and I can't hate on him
Should never come
for-
down to clout, it should come
Yeah.
down to the law
No,
and
but
the
it
facts.
doesn't.
Well,
It
of course
doesn't.
not, of course
You
not.
know, he's connected with the family courts, and he handles a lot of court-appointed cases, of course, like most of the attorneys here. And then on the other hand, he's very connected within CPS.
Yep, that's.
So he
That's-
basically sides
He
with
got all the
them.
bases covered.
And so when you go against an attorney that has all the bases covered, when you walk in there, no matter how many thousands of dollars you spend for these other incompetent lawyers, which there are hundreds of them here,
No, I don't know too
Then-
many that are competent.
You know
And
what,
they're,
and-
and they're in a situation where they, even if they were competent, they can't do anything because they won't make any money and they're out of business because the other lawyers get them.
that's exactly
You have to
right.
play ball,
You have
or you're
to
off the team.
rule the way the judges want you to
Exactly,
rule.
so there's no justice, there's zero justice.
No, and I talked to an attorney the other day, she's a death penalty attorney out of Texas. And she said, Texas is horrible when it comes to justice. She said, but in her experience, Las Vegas is worse.
Do they elect their
Yeah,
judges in Texas, or
Yeah.
do they appoint them? They
Yeah.
elect them?
But so I'm saying, you know, if someone from Texas is saying that we have a bad system, and we know how it goes in Texas, I mean, they believe in the death penalty, I mean, all day, all night. Now, that's the only thing that we don't do a lot of here. We don't put people to death. Now, we give an extraordinary amount of life without the
They don't need
possibility of parole.
to. They don't need to. People die anyway.
They do.
People die. Look at how many deaths this year, and this year alone, in the Nevada Department of Correction.
Well,
Well, they
that's-
decided to stop using shot in their shotguns anyways.
No,
Now
they
they're
did.
gonna use rubber bullets, huh?
When did they make
They
that?
started
Just the
last
other
week,
day,
last
week.
like 2 days ago.
Oh, is that because the new
Well, they just
director
killed
came in?
somebody.
The new director.
I don't know whether it's a reason for it,
Well,
but they,
there's a new director that took over
Oh,
from
wow.
Cox, and now he's.
Oh, that cost was terrible.
Well, he's gone now, and Sandoval appointed a new director of prisons here.
Hmm.
And so I understand this new director has not put into place, but he's making them follow the guidelines that were already there, and they weren't doing
Oh,
it.
really? So the guy seems to be doing the right thing, right?
Well,
for now, until he gets removed,
Until he get the first envelope.
yeah, right, removed for,
Clark had this thesis. He got this opinion then, like people that go to DC, the congressman, senator,
Right.
they go there with a great interest in the community. They are going to fight for the rights and everything. They get there, they are taken to lunch and they are given the first
on
envelope.
the first day, in
On
the
the-
first week that they're
on the
there,
first
they
envelope,
get invited by
they
an
change.
operative and they get an envelope.
And
A
they-
lobbyist.
Yeah,
They get
well,
to them as
yeah.
soon as they walk in the door. They're
Yeah,
waiting in the lobby. to
it's a
make that
fellow
appointment.
That's what
congressman
they call
or a fellow
lobbyists.
They're
senator.
waiting in the lobby.
It's the political party that takes them to lunch.
It is,
You know,
it is.
you knew now in Washington, you're a Democrat, you work for us now. Forget who elected you, you work for us. Oh, by the way, here's your envelope, and
You
we'll
get-
see you
you get
next
one
month
next
for
week.
Oh,
lunch.
and by the way, the newest bills that our company has written, whether it's pharmaceutical or otherwise, this is what I want you to present. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, my work's done for me.
Yeah, and then maybe you'll get reelected because we'll support your campaign, and we won't run anyone against you, so you won't be facing the primary. We won't primary you as long as you play ball by us. Forget those voters, you're already in, forget them, that's over with.
So what about Michelle Fiore? Is she getting back in?
Who's that?
Your girl, Michelle.
Who?
Getting
Fiore.
back into
My
what?
girl, Michelle?
You know that's your girl
She's already in, what do you mean get back in?
when she runs for re-election.
Oh, she's running for
Oh.
Congress.
Yeah, she's trying to move up the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay, well, do you think is she running against Joe Heck?
No. She's
No,
running.
Heck's
Jay?
running,
Eh?
Heck's running for
Denny
Senate.
Tarkanian. Yeah, he's
Oh,
running.
really?
She's running on Heck's place for
Oh,
Congress.
she's running to replace Heck.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Her
there's,
and
boy, I don't know how
Denny
many are running to
Tarkanian.
replace him, there's a
I
lot.
think it's about 5 people.
Yeah,
running.
at least. And
No, it's more than
that-
that.
In the Republican side,
I
there's
think
at
it's
least
about
5.
5 Republicans.
And then there's, I don't know how many
Well,
Democrats.
Danny Tarkanian, Kerry Bauer, Michelle Fiore. Yeah, you're right, about
Where-
5 or
Isn't
6.
Robinson in that race?
Mark Robinson. Yeah.
So out
Michelle
of
knows
all
how
of
to sell.
those, do you think, and I would think, and I'll just say it up front, I think Robertson is going to get that.
Of course.
How-
Of course.
But he's a,
He got Sandoval in here. And
yeah, but he passed the highest tax increase in history.
no, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Sandoval did.
Well, but Robinson voted for it.
Of course.
And
You
he's
know,
on the record
but let me
doing
tell
that,
you
and
something.
everybody is
But
pissed
let me
about
tell you
that.
something. So did Victoria Simon and Michelle Fiore. They all did that. They didn't vote for the tax raise, but they voted for fees. Now they
Well,
call it
Robinson voted for
fees.
the tax raise.
Eh?
And the fees, probably, but he
Yeah.
voted for the tax raise.
Yeah.
And that's gonna cost him this election. That's my prediction.
I don't think so.
Better, otherwise why do we even waste our time?
Oh,
It's
well.
starting to look like that, isn't it?
80% of
Waste our
we've been
time.
interviewing
Let me
people
tell you
that are running
something.
for
man.
office.
You see, the
here for
problem
the
with
last couple
me,
of months. Everybody is running because of that.
the problem with me is very simple. Just because I don't agree with, I don't have to be blind, okay? And I hate to give Harry Reid any kind of credit, but as long as Harry Reid's finger is somewhere in that map, believe me, they either do it
You're gonna get the
legally,
nuclear option.
they do it legally or illegally, and they're gonna do this. They're gonna do it. And I keep telling people, we need to vote for people that are not controlled by Harry Reid. As simple as that. You know, he got all the bases covered now. He got Cortez Masto. Then the only thing she did in her favor, it was
Sex trafficking.
sex trafficking. Then, by the way, Las Vegas Tribune has been talking about that since that girl Foster, I forgot her first name.
So they've been listening to you.
Jessie Foster or whatever her name was. Eh?
They've been listening to you.
I don't know if she was listening to me or not, but Las Vegas Tribune it's been, and our general manager, Pearlie Vyazminski, she has been in contact with the people in Canada. The police over here told her that they do not want to upset that guy, the pimp.
Well, now they're upsetting a whole lot of them because now they're giving them life in prison without parole. They seem to be minorities.
Yeah, but that's not
those are
Las
the big
Vegas.
pimps of the
But that
city,
is
but-
that is not Las Vegas. And what? Why are they doing it? They didn't do it because they were pimps. They doing it because he killed 3 people in between a shooting and a car accident, and the other one The other one, it's only three in there that is,
I don't think that the guy that went to prison for, you mean the guy on the strip that shot
Yeah.
out of the window, his whole thing, they didn't get him for sex trafficking.
no, that's what I'm
Shooting.
saying. They didn't get him
But
because he
I'm
was a
talking about
pimp.
a lot of the pimps that they're getting are low-level pimps. I
Yeah.
mean, we have thousands and thousands of prostitutes in this
You're not
city.
saying they're putting low-level pimps in jail for life, are you?
Yeah,
What?
They do?
yeah.
I don't know, I didn't hear anything, unless,
Sex trafficking, if you sex traffic a minor, you go to prison for
oh,
life.
yeah, well, I agree with that.
No.
I agree with that.
I know.
You don't, you
I
don't?
think it's a terrible crime, and I think it's a terrible miscarriage of justice to do that.
No, I
But
think
I
so.
don't think that you should go to prison for life because of that.
Because she's a minor. If it's a girl that is 18, 19 years old, she's
No,
young.
kids or girls, you know, if girls are, what is the age of consent in Nevada?
I think it's 17, right?
I don't know, I think it's 16, but
16,
whatever it
yeah,
is.
I think
I
it's.
don't think if you're 19 and you have sex with a 16-year-old, that you should go to jail for the rest of
Oh,
your
no, no,
But that's
I
not a
don't-
pimp.
no, that's not a pimp.
Oh, yeah.
That's just a John and
A guy went to prison because.
not even that, it could be a
Well,
girlfriend and a
it gotta be
boyfriend.
an exception somewhere,
Well-
and it gotta be a reason that they didn't like the guy. No, you have sex.
It's happening with a lot of high schoolers. You know, that's the big thing. A lot of high schoolers, because we're that kind of city, and they see the other girls coming back to school with their expensive purses and their expensive bags. So they
Oh,
get
so they're-
other guys, their friends, their guys, to watch their back while they're out there doing whatever they're doing. But now if you get caught and you have that high schooler out there and you're watching her back, so to speak, you're pimping her. She's a
Well,
victim. and
Well,
you're
it
giving
is,
a part of
it
the
is.
money, you're pimping her. I would say it takes money to be a pimp, does it not?
No, it doesn't take money to be.
Well, there has to
pimp.
be some
Oh,
exchange
yes.
of
Oh,
something.
yes.
You
Oh,
can't
yes,
just
it
be
takes
watching
money.
somebody.
Believe me.
You know,
Otherwise, why are they
I-
It
watching
takes
you?
money. Let
You
me
know
tell
what,
you
the only
something.
reason I feel differently about this is because, I went to this session that was given by one of the churches here, and they had a lot of the women, you know, hookers for Jesus and, you know,
Oh, yeah.
and prostitutes, and they're, you know, trying to help the girls that are on the street. But a lot of them told their stories, and their stories were a little differently than what we think about your average pimp. And they were saying that they were in it for the money, and some of them have been long-term prostitutes at 38 years old or whatever, they've been in over 20 years. And they said they would seek out guys to watch their back. Guys they would give the money to call if they got arrested, to bail them out of jail and all that. So to me, that's kind of quid pro quo, but
So they're the prostitutes pimping the guys
in a
for
sense they
protection
are.
instead of the pimps pimping
Yeah,
the.
like, oh, I've
So it's
picked
kinda
up a couple of
reversed. Yeah,
girls
it's
from
kinda
the bus
reversed.
station.
Right,
and,
right, right.
You
They
know,
hang
you're
out
a
at the bus
runaway, and I
station.
want you to, you know,
Right,
get out there
that's
and work for
different.
me.
Yeah,
And if
that's
you don't,
different.
so there are two sides to every
You're
story.
kind of, you're a prostitute, what you're doing is you're buying protection.
Almost like hiring
You're
a
buying a
security
bodyguard.
guard.
Yeah, exactly, that's all that is. You shouldn't go to prison for life because you got hired by a prostitute.
Okay, but I'm telling you,
You're in the security business. I don't even know how that's illegal. Somebody's just hiring you to watch out for
I
them.
don't know.
no,
but
but
You're not getting them
but if
clients.
If you have a pimp and he, you know, solicited you and he
That's
put
getting
you out on the
clients.
street and then you, you know, he's mean to you and he beats you up and all
Right,
that,
right,
then you
right.
should go to jail.
Right.
5 years, 10 years, that's battery and that's assault and, you know, it goes to another area. But if a 16-year-old told her 19-year-old, and this is a true story, told her 19-year-old boyfriend to watch her back while she worked the strip and they split the money, then he's pimping a minor and he goes to jail for life. And she's considered a victim and we need to get her.
Yeah, well, there's, you know.
So there are always two sides to every story. So sometimes they take it to the extreme, you
It's
know.
like, how do you arrest a
Let me
husband
tell
for
you-
rape
let me tell
because
you
the
my
woman says he
opinion.
raped her and
But
she
they
was
do
just
know.
pissed
My
off?
opi- my
Yeah,
op-
that's what I mean.
My opinion of the justice system in the country of Las Vegas is very simple. It depends how much the law enforcement want to get rid of you. That's all it is. If you can get away with murder, and they allow you to get away with murder, they will do it. They give you the opportunity. And if they want to get rid of you, they throw the book at you. And that's what I've been saying for the last 18 years. The police tell the district attorney what to do, and the district attorney tell the judge what to do.
You don't like Steve Wilson as a district attorney?
I don't think, I like Steve Wilson as a person,
Right.
but I don't know if he's doing the right thing. To be honest with you, I have not been completely concentrated in his, but Steve Wilson is always, first of all, he was a prosecutor. He started as a prosecutor, and
Well, he's still a prosecutor.
he's still a prosecutor now. Yeah, and so he seems like a prosecutor. You know, it's like Bill Gebhardt. Bill Gebhardt was a prosecutor. You got a woman sitting in prison for a crime that she didn't commit because he put all his effort in keeping Christine Lobato in prison.
I've seen a lot of articles about that, and I think they did a special on TV about that.
Yeah,
And
Channel 5 did it very, very
read about
good.
what actually happened, you know, this little woman picks up a body and throws it into a dumpster and things like that. It's like, oh, wait a minute, okay, but someone did not get their job.
And
Yeah.
they make
Who
it,
lost their job?
and then you got a racist judge like Valerie Vega. Then thank God she's gone, you know. Then
Or you have a hanging judge like Donald Mosley.
well, I was more afraid of his belly than I was of him. But the problem here with Christine Lobato was, you know, Gebhardt didn't want to let the defense team to prove that she was not in Las Vegas the day of the crime. And
So why do you think a judge would go out of his way, though, to make sure?
he wasn't a judge. He was the prosecutor.
So what? Of
He
course,
told
they go
Judge-
out of their way. They lied.
That's what he
He
wants a
told-
notch on his belt.
He told
Oh,
Judge.
okay.
He
If
told
nothing
Judge.
else.
She told.
Who was
he-
the judge?
Valerie Vega. You
And
don't
then they'll
listen
never
to
Oh,
me.
have-
he said she's gone, so Valerie Vega
Valerie
listened
Vega.
to the prosecutor.
But now that organization, Innocent Project, or whatever, they want to cover the expenses for the DNA test, which I don't know why DNA test can cost that much money, but
It doesn't
What
matter
is
what
it?
it costs, they're willing to
but
pay
anyway,
for it.
they're willing to do that, and Steve
refuse to let it
Wilson
happen.
don't want to do it.
You know, I don't understand how that's legal.
I don't either, but not, well, first of all, they do anything they want, law means nothing to the judge, nothing,
Nothing,
nothing.
nothing.
We told a judge just last week, you don't have subject matter jurisdiction. He said, I don't care about that. Now, how the hell can you not care about subject matter jurisdiction? It's everything.
But he doesn't care about that.
I don't care about that. And he said that on the record. I don't care about that.
So
He also
now,
said on
would
the
it-
record, you have to understand something, all lawyers need to be paid. And he awarded fees to a lawyer that doesn't even have any standing in the case because he's not a lawyer in the case. So I said, look, there's 3 lawyers sitting out there in the bench in the hallway that I passed when I walked in here. Let me go get them. You can pay them too. They have as much to do with this case as those guys
And
that you just
after-
paid.
And then he said,
And then he
and-
said, you're in contempt.
no, he said, I'm gonna have to pull you outside.
Yeah, he said,
And
next
then-
time, why don't you just stay outside, is what he said.
He's not up for re-election, is he?
No,
No, not
unfortunately,
yet.
but he needs to be up for impeachment.
Not yet.
But then when something like that happens and a judge does something like that and it's on record, you don't file against him?
Yeah, you make a complaint
That
with
little
the
blue
discipline
slip
board,
that you-
okay? I proved that this judge committed a 18 USC 1957, which is money laundering, because he paid lawyers that had no standing, but that's beside the point. He paid lawyers for money that was illegally obtained to be brought into Nevada by bank fraud. A judge signed an order saying that check right
Look
there
at that check.
is lost. That check is
Oh.
lost.
A
A
million
judge
and a half
signed
dollars.
an order saying that check is lost. He also
A
signed an
$1
order,
million check is
a
lost?
$1,340,000 check is lost. The same day he signed the order saying that's lost, he signed an order for my arrest warrant because I wouldn't give him that check.
He knew that the check was
So,
not.
how, what, the
He
check's
bought-
either lost
he
or it's
bought-
not lost? What's
He
going?
bought the cashier check with good money, with good face and good money, and the bank give him the cashier check that is exactly the same thing as cash.
But the judge said on the record the check is lost.
Yeah?
He said the same day the check is lost, so that the bank, being that the check's lost,
Then
would
they
send
would
a
null and
replacement
void.
check to Nevada.
Yeah,
This is out-of-state money also.
Okay.
This is not money that has anything to do with Nevada. This is trust money. That's made out to a trust, the real estate trust, okay? The state of Nevada has absolutely no jurisdiction over a real estate trust from outside the borders of
But
Nevada.
actually, nobody have jurisdiction. It's a trust. Why
Well,
you do a
that's
trust
true.
for?
but the state that it's drawn on should have the jurisdiction.
It has exclusive jurisdiction,
Right,
Yeah.
okay? So it's a totally unconstitutional. And
They-
why did they
but
do
you're
it?
right,
To
they
pay
don't care.
lawyers.
yeah.
That's the only reason, because
but-
the lawyers turn around and contribute to their campaign.
But going back to Christine Lobato's case now, let me tell you what happened is they don't want to prove that she's not guilty because it can cost them a lot of money if she can prove that. That's why
Sure,
they are
the-
making everything possible.
The
In
state taxpayers are gonna
in
have
the
to take the
meantime,
hit.
the girl is being now, she's what, she's been there 14 years, she was 18 years old. So she's 37 years old, and she's,
What sentence did they give her?
I don't remember.
Probably
Like,
30,
probably
40
life.
years, life, who knows?
Look at Jessica Williams. Look at Jessica Williams, for Christ's
like-
sake.
it's like
The
the
county
case-
is guilty of putting those teenagers in the highway without a vest, with, even the guy
She was the
that,
one that got 25 years for manslaughter?
who,
Yeah, because
Jessica
Jessica,
Williams?
she got 7
She fell
charges.
asleep because there were people out on the highway that shouldn't be on the highway, and she ran into them.
But wasn't she smoking weed?
She
She
had
smoked-
1/10 of
she
1
smoked-
millionth of
she
one.
smoked,
But she was the one that admitted smoking weed and taking an ecstasy.
No ecstasy.
I don't
No, then I don't remember the ecstasy. I know the weed because the highway patrol, I know
Right.
because I followed the trial.
Right.
I
The reason
followed,
she got everything she got was because the government was partially responsible
The
for
county,
the problem of having
the
the
county
county
was-
government.
the
having those
highway
people out there.
patrol asked
So that's why
her
they threw the book at her.
The
to
highway
get-
patrol
to
asked her-
deviate for the attention of them.
if the highway patrol asked her, have you done any drugs?
And she said,
And
yeah.
she said, yeah, I smoke a joint.
So there's your
in Valley of Fire, or Fire of Valley, or whatever. that-
Valley of Fire.
What
Valley of
if
Fire. And wait a minute. Then he said, you have any more? And she said, yeah. And he said,
Well, yeah.
go get it. Go get it. Her truck, her van was parked 4 cars in the line because right away everybody come
Stops
in,
and-
highway patrol and the chief and the supervisor. Her van was parked 4 or 5 cars behind, and he said to her, "Go get it." If she would have been impaired, he would have never tell her, "Go get it." So she came back like a dummy, like an innocent woman with a little,
Well, if you ask yourself this, what if she
No.
had absolutely nothing at all in her system?
Now
Never
her-
had any in her life, ran into those kids, who would be paying the price for having run into those kids?
Now,
the parents
also-
of those kids didn't sue?
Oh yeah, they sue, and they didn't care about the kids. They was caring about the money.
Yeah.
I got two parents that the teacher of those 2 kids told me those parents never been here in this school. They never care for those kids. But now they
Who
were,
did they
my kid, I miss him.
Well, of course, but
You
who
know.
did they sue?
That's
That
what
was
it-
like a little girl. Remember the little girl, the 2-year-old that walked out of foster care, never heard of?
No,
And then they paid the biological parents $300,000. Okay. So, same goes with like you said.
and also take in consideration that Judge Gibbons, when he was district court judge now, he's a Justice Gibbons, give her consecutive sentence for each charge. She was found guilty of 3 I think it was, and not guilty of 2 or something like that. Those 3,
Was that on a plea bargain?
no,
So he sentenced Jessica Williams to consecutive?
consecutive.
And
She
he
was
already
Supreme
finished
Court
2
justice.
sentences.
Oh, great.
She already finished 2
And
sentences.
she had 7?
She got 7.
Well, there's, you
I
know,
think that they, they're always talking about, we should be like Europe as far as the justice system.
What do they do?
In Europe, no one gets more than 25 years in prison. If you kill someone, you get 25 years in prison. Now, you generally do half of that, so you generally do 12 and a half years. But they don't believe in supporting all these people for 60, 70 years while they sit up there and eat and sleep off the government.
I know a guy that is in prison today. They say maybe the new correctional director will pay attention to this. This guy has been there for 37 years, and he's running a poker game inside the prison system.
But not with the guards.
Oh, I don't know.
They would only be concerned if he was doing it with the guards.
Really? Oh, but the guards are protecting them, and they probably get a piece of the action. So the guards not playing. They make money without playing.
They're so underpaid.
You know?
Well,
And
you
then
know-
you say justice for all.
Well, I have to say, I'll give Nevin, he's the warden at High Desert State Prison, and if you go there, he does arrest the guards for what they do. You'll see the pictures of the guards that have been arrested at High Desert State Prison for bringing in cell phones illegally, or bringing in drugs illegally. So, so if these guards are in there and they're making money on the side or whatever, eventually it's found out, and eventually,
maybe, depends on who the enforcer is.
Depends.
when you say enforcer, you mean
Who's the one that's-
the lieutenants under
Who's ever in
the-
charge of enforcing the regulations.
But the thing about prison is, people always tell on each other, so it's kind of hard not to find out what's going on in there.
Yeah, but
You
if
know
the
what I mean?
enforcer's not doing anything about it, you might as well not even waste your breath.
Yeah.
The problem goes down to the enforcer. Like the FBI, you go to the FBI with criminal things that happen and they don't prosecute. How about on this judge that did this? How about the FBI filing charges against that judge? That's bank fraud. That's a Class A felony, punishable up to 30 years in jail and $1 million fine.
But hey, there's Victoria. But they protect each other. And
Yeah, that's the
I
answer.
mean, that's just.
But how do you do that now it's really specious because he's wearing a black robe and he's doing this under the color of law. So the devastation that this causes years and years to get it straightened out. And how much money and how much devastation.
Well, let's talk about years and years of devastation.
No.
When those caseworkers, not social workers, when caseworkers go in and remove kids out of their homes without a warrant. Now, that's illegal. It says by
That's-
law, you need a warrant signed by a judge. And the reason the judge signs a warrant is because you've shown him proof that the kid is in imminent danger and they need to be removed from the home. Well, they don't do that here. A caseworker, mind you, can go and knock on someone's door because an ex-husband or ex-wife or ex-girlfriend has called in and said they're a terrible parent, the house is dirty, not enough. They can knock on the door and walk into a house, look under the beds, in the refrigerator, which even a policeman can't do that, and then determine, I'm gonna take your kids away from you. And then you have to prove that you didn't do whatever. Now, that's something that should be looked into. And maybe if they stopped doing that, it would not be so many kids in foster care that creates our
Well,
pipeline
that's
in
true.
prison.
Maybe if you held a judge accountable, you wouldn't have so many bad decisions
You
coming
have
down.
to basically
Maybe
file lawsuits against the county.
Well, yeah, but then
They
you're
did that
going,
in
but then who are
California.
you going to file your lawsuit with?
Not an
Is
attorney.
another court, another judge, that's a compatriot, if you will, of the judge that you're filing the case against. So
Well-
they're not gonna find in your favor.
It's not so much finding a judge to follow the law, it's finding an attorney to do the right thing.
The attorney won't do anything because he can't go before, against the system. So what are you talking about? There's
That's what I'm
nothing,
saying.
there's no remedy that exists.
They had an
Because it's been
attorney
hijacked from you.
that went against the system in California on basically his own dime, because it's really extensive to do all of that. And he sued the county, LA County, for $5 million for removing a child, you know, without going through, under the color of, you know.
Let me see that. See?
And instead of the $5 million, the judge awarded it to him, but the county appealed it. They lost the appeal. Then they had to pay $10 million. After that, the removals from the home for children dropped 50%.
Look
They
at-
stopped illegally taking.
Look at this case.
It can
Oh, well,
happen
there
here.
you go.
Look at this
Proof's in the
case.
pudding.
Look at this
But-
case over here.
But how many years did all that take? And how
That's
much devastation did it create in the process?
Oh, a lot.
To get it
I think
straightened out.
Probably, maybe it took maybe 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, Jesus
Look at that
Christ.
second story there, that case over there. The public defender, the guy come here, he's an architect, an engineer, or whatever they call him over here. In Spanish they call him an architect. He came here for a convention. Black, Hispanic, straightforward, married man, you know, everything straight like an arrow.
Oh, is he Cuban?
No, he's from the Dominican Republic. And, but the father is black and the mother is from the Dominican Republic. And they come over here, they all going out to party and everything. This girl jump in and start talking to them. She got hooked up with one of the guys, I forgot the guy's name now. And but the guy couldn't do nothing with her because his wife was coming. So they dropped him at the airport. She was drunk. This guy let her stay in his room. 3 hours later, she walked out of the room completely naked to the lobby of hotel. I never seen a rape in action. But I believe that the first thing a woman that is being raped do is to cover herself. That's my mentality of that. She walked into the lobby of the casino at the Tropicana Hotel, naked, saying that he tried to assault. He wasn't even there. He wasn't even there. He let her use the room.
So she didn't walk out with the towel wrapped around her, a sheet wrapped
Nothing,
around her.
naked. Now, she came here with a guy that was staying in another hotel, the Wing, I think, or the one another hotel, okay? Now, from here, they was gonna go, it's right there, I can't remember the name now.
Did the guy have sex with her?
No, nothing.
So there was no DNA?
No DNA, nothing.
But her word.
Yes, that's it. He's doing 18 to life. Okay?
The only
Now,
reason you need to do 18 to life is that you killed somebody. I'm sorry.
now let me tell you something else. The girl, look at the route, look at the trip. They was gonna go to Miami, they was gonna go to Dallas, and there was all the
Prostitution place.
hot prostitution places. And the guy was sitting in the hotel. I think what happened in there, she wasted too much time. She didn't make any money. She was afraid to go back. And another thing is,
Who was the judge?
Stephanie Miley.
You know, and I actually think Stephanie Miley is a fair judge.
She cannot be a fair judge in this case because she is a victim of spouse abuse. Okay? Her husband beat the hell out.
Now you sound like Donald Trump.
Why?
Because Donald Trump is saying that this judge that's over his case can't be a fair judge regarding his case because his background is Latino. So for you to say that a
Yeah,
judge
they say
can't
he's
be
Mexican,
fair
but I
with
think
a
he's
person
Cuban.
because at one time she had domestic.
Let me tell you, my dear,
then you.
Let me tell you, let me answer that.
Okay.
If she wouldn't, because she put him in jail, he's right next door.
Was it a trial?
No, it was no trial. She withdrew the charges. And she went back to him because financially she cannot afford to divorce the guy. That, to me, is more despicable than anything else. It's like Hillary Clinton with Bill Clinton, okay? She should have divorced that asshole. She should have divorced him. But she wanted to
How's
be
she gonna be
president.
president?
She wants to be the president. Because like I told my friends.
Do you know how many women
Wait a
that
minute.
stay with their philandering husbands? You can go on and on. You can go back in everyone's
Definitely.
family history
Well,
and
let
talk about.
me tell you.
How many stay with men that beat them up? It's
Men
children.
stay with women that beat
Let
them
me
up.
tell
It works
you.
both ways.
Let me tell you this. Like I told my friend's wife. Well, she's a widow now. She said every woman has to go through. What is she? What was it?
Philandering husband, or husband that cheats, or wife.
Yeah,
that cheats.
something like that. You know, and I said, yeah, but most women keep it within their house, within the family. Maybe within the same block. Maybe with the same church. But her case, Hillary Rodham Clinton case is universal. Everybody, she was the laughing stock worldwide. She should have never. And what kind of lesson she can teach that little girl, because she was a little girl at that time. She wasn't that old, whatever her name is, the kid.
Chelsea?
Chelsea. You know, what kind of moral you can show? The guy was next door. The guy was next
You
door.
know, you can never
And
judge
people
another person's personal relationship with their husband or their significant other. I mean, you know, we cannot throw stones at personal relationships. I just don't believe
Let
that
me
we
tell you.
belong in the bedroom of other people.
Let
Now,
me
that's
tell
just
you,
my
the
opinion.
reason-
But we can't say she should have divorced him. She shouldn't have ever had anything to do with him. What kind of lesson is she sending or whatever? Because, you know, who are we to judge another person's
Well,
personal
very simple,
relationship?
because we are.
Like you're doing Miley. I mean, she may have had her reasons for staying with her
Because
husband.
we are
It
a-
could have been that she loved her husband.
Because we are a judgmental community.
We are.
We are, okay? I was called immoral because my living girlfriend allowed me to go to bed with her friend.
Were
Is-
you immoral?
That's what my friends tell me.
Oh.
Oh, that's immoral.
What did
But-
you think?
But no, I wasn't. I got permission from her. I didn't cheat on her. And now he's married. He got a daughter. And every night when he get off work in the casino, he go and pay $100 to a hooker. Is that any different than what I was doing?
$100
Yes,
is
it
on
is.
sale?
No, that was 40 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Jesus
That was
Christ.
expensive back then.
Yeah, well, not expensive, but
Yes,
you know,
my goodness.
what I'm saying is, my father used to sit in the table, mea culpa, thank you Lord for this meal, and run out the house to eat with his mistress and his son. Is that moral? No, because he's lying to both of them.
But did your mother stay with your father?
No, that wasn't my mother. My mother divorced him right away.
Oh, okay.
My mother didn't took that shit from anybody,
Yeah.
you know.
But I'm
Because
just saying, you know, we can judge people.
everything my father had, she owed to my mother, because when he met my mother, my uncle made him an officer so he can go to the same club that my mother was going. Because my uncle was in a way much level
In the military?
in the military. And he made my father an officer, not a soldier, not a police officer, a soldier. He was a soldier. He made him with 3 bars so he can go to the same club my mother was going. You know, that's the kind of system.
Now that you can travel back and forth freely to your country, are you going?
No, not at all.
Not even if
How
I'm
do you
offered
say-
to take you to
Not at all. I got nothing to do
Castro
with
has a
that.
hit out on him, well, how could he go back? What do you mean freely?
No.
He's a political
Refugee.
enemy of
No,
Castro.
political
There's
enemy.
no freedom in
My uncle had a
Cuba.
shootout.
You may
with
be able
Fidel
to travel there, but it's not
one-on-one
free.
in Mexico City when Fidel was trying to kidnap his son.
No, there's no way. you
There's
can
no
go back.
way, just because
Right,
my
so
last
nothing
name.
free
My
about it.
father
But do
used
you have relatives still there?
no,
Or no?
no,
one?
I don't have nobody there. And my uncle, what was I going to say?
Castro already knocked them off, all your relatives.
He said he has none there.
They've all been knocked off.
I don't know. Whatever I did, I know I don't believe in that. I don't believe going back to
Cuba.
to the thing. My father used to have a police officer. Then it was made police officer, no gun, no nothing, just to drive the station wagon, go to the dry cleaner, go to the grocery store, driving his wife to the any affairs or something like that, and
He
they
was
put
your body man.
they put him in the firing squad because he worked for my father.
Really?
They killed the poor guy. They pulled the poor guy. But anyway, that's all for today, folks. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful week. And thank you, Madame, for being here
That's
today.
right.
And your bodyguard over there is, she don't want to hear, she don't want to know her name. And
Oh, yeah, you can't say her name out loud.
I thank you for listening. Thank you for everything. And God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the United States and our troops. Thank you. Bye.
Too low, too low. But I like the way.
Ah.